So Janna is the type of champion where like people don't really know that this champion is actually insanely broken. I kind of see her like Sona, like Annie. You know, these are all champions that like if you ask 90% of the players what they think about these champions, they're like whatever, right? I mean, you probably think that as well, right? Like Janna, whatever, she gives a shield, whatever. But I just find it crazy that there is these incredibly underrated champions that are at the very least S tier, but no one plays them. And in today's video, I'm actually going to be giving you guys some tips about Janna that I've never, ever given before. Like, not even close. I mean, of course, every video I give new tips, but the tips that I'm about to give you this video are like truly going to change your perspective about Janna. So, first of all, I'm going to explain to you guys how to build Janna in the new update. There are timestamps in the description to go to the gameplay. So when you play Janna as a support, if you play her correctly, I would say around like 60-70% of the games you're going to be MVP. If you play her absolutely correctly. Because she's just an MVP machine with the damage that she does and just all the utilities that she provides. But enough about talking about that. First, let's explain to you how to build Janna. First of all, Spectral Sickle. And your very first actual item is going to be the Imperial Mandate. This item alone hardcore buffed Janna. When you use your first ability, you will proc Mandate on the enemy. When you use your second ability, you proc Mandate. And yes, even when you use your ultimate, it now actually deals damage and procs Mandate on the enemy. So you're constantly applying Mandate on them and constantly dealing damage with your team, first of all. Secondly, you go for the Ionian Boots, and the enchantment you go is Ionian Protect. Not for your ultimate, but for your third ability. You're going to be giving a shield which is increased by 150%. So it gives your teammates attack damage, like it always does. And then the shield is basically going to be impossible to kill. You essentially have a Shen ultimate. The shield that Shen's ultimate gives you, you will give a similar shield just as your third ability. And the beauty is, when you get 2 takedowns during a teamfight, so assists or kills, you're going to have it again. Another shield. Another empowered shield. If you have 4 takedowns, you're going to have another one. So that is the beauty of Janna. Like, there's multiple win conditions. Again, I'm going to talk about all of those during the gameplay. Like, multiple win conditions. It's just crazy. So, your next item is situational. If you have a good ADC, or like a good Rengar in your team, or a good Jax, you know, basically if you have a good attack damage champion, whether it be a Bruiser or your actual ADC, you go for the Ardent Sensor. Always. Why? Because your third ability applies it, sure, but also your ultimate. Don't forget about your ultimate. When you use that team-wide ultimate, everyone is going to get the Ardent Sensor. Does your team have good mages? That's when you go for the Staff of Flowing Water. Even if they don't have like that good mages, Staff of Flowing Water is still an incredibly good item on Janna. If you truly want to carry the game yourself, you can either go for a Rabadon's Death Cap, or where's the item? You can go for Horizon, but I don't really recommend it because, like, sure, carrying the game, blah, 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 but I don't know. I don't really like this item too much on Janna. Like, I just prefer Rabadon's Death Cap if you want to carry the game, just because it just hardcore buffs your damage. But if you have a good team, yet again, you know, you go for other items. Does the enemy have a lot of poking? So if they have a Ziggs, for example, boom, you go for the Harmonic Echo. Just for the anti-poking. There are so many different things you can do on Janna. I don't recommend the Luden's Echo. By the way, I've seen some Janna players go for Luden's Echo. I don't recommend it. It's really not that good. I actually also don't recommend Cosmic Drive because you already have like a built-in Cosmic Drive as a Janna. You're already so fast. You know, you're so fast. All of her passives and everything give her movement speed. So you don't need Cosmic Drive. That's why I said if you want damage, you go for the Rabadon's Death Cap. Much better than the Cosmic Drive because Cosmic Drive, you're just wasting ability power at that point. And besides that, it's just situational. Like, if you need anti-heal, you go for anti-heal. Otherwise, it's a whatever. Like, there's really no other items that I recommend on Janna. For the runes, you go for Ari, for the constant poking. You can go for Font of Life, but Ari is much better, because it gives you more poking, and of course, it buffs your shield. Second ability, second rune, you go for Weakness, because you can proc Weakness so easily. First ability, second ability, and ultimate. Third one, so I love bone plating generally, but of course it's situational. The reason that I generally love bone plating is because the one thing Janna could struggle against is hardcore burst damage. So for example, Annie goes on you, she ults you and does her full combo and one-shots you. If she doesn't one-shot you, you can then use your shield and push her away with your ultimate, right? You'll be saved. So the whole point of Janna is don't get one-shot and you'll be fine. Bone plating helps against one-shotting, of course. If an Annie goes on you, boom! The ultimate damage gets blocked. Not all of it, but part of it. Boom! The first ability damage gets blocked. Boom! The second ability damage gets blocked as well. And that's when the bone plating runs out. You're going to be blocking so much damage before she actually gets to you. So After you block that damage, you know, you have a much higher chance to survive it. You use your third ability, you use your ultimate, push her away, and you're okay. That's why, like, I would say 75% of the games you go for bone plating on Janna. That is the thought process of bone plating. Like, sure, you can go for nullifying orb, sure, you can go for whatever, you know, ultimate shield or anything, loyalty, but like bone plating makes the most sense by far on Janna. So like, unless the enemies have like things you don't need bone plating for, you know, Ziggs, for example, he can very easily proc the bone plating and it's gonna make it pretty much useless. And if they have an Orianna, you don't want to be going for bone plating that much, right? Like, that's how you have to think about it. You know, if they have a Rengar, bone plating is amazing. You have to think, is the enemy gonna go on me and burst me down? If the answer is yes, if any of the enemy champions can do that, boom, bone plating. If none of them can do that, or if the enemies can very easily just take away your bone plating, that's when you switch up to the nullifying orb or the adaptive carapace. Adaptive carapace is really, really powerful as well. Oh, for your last rune, you go for Hunter Genius because you want to spam your abilities. You can go for Pathfinder if you're constantly roaming around, which Janna is very, very good at, by the way. And it's definitely viable to go for Pathfinder. Like, don't get me wrong, this is a very viable rune. But Hunter Genius is just easier to play, let me just say it like that. But again, if you want to roam, if you want to gank, which Janna is good at, like, understand that, that's when you go for Pathfinder. So it depends on your playstyle. For the spells, you go for Flash and Ignite. The reason that you go for Ignite is because you do so much damage. So enough about the build, let's now get into the gameplay. So let me immediately start with explaining to you when to pick Janna, because this is already where it starts to get, where it goes wrong with a lot of people. Janna is a very good pick against enemy champions that have to aim at you. Like Lux, for example. Janna counters Lux because you're so fast. You're so fast. People forget that Janna is so fast. Like, people only think about Janna. She has a tornado, she has second ability and whatever. She's fast. She's fast as hell. Whenever you take the second ability, you're gonna be so fast. And her passive also gives a movement speed. So you're so fast. Like, Lux should never be able to hit me. Never. She shouldn't be able to hit me. Another drafting tip for Janna. I'm saying that now and she actually hits me, but I don't have my second ability yet. So the point is, you're fast. Like, in the mid-late game, you're gonna be super, super fast. Here I just screwed up. Like, you know, of course I screwed up. I'm a human, I screwed up. I shouldn't have stepped up. Another very good drafting tip with Janna. Pick her when you need to cancel out enemy abilities. For example, enemy has Katarina. When she ults, you can either use your tornado to stop her ult, or you can just use your ultimate to push her away. For example, against Samira. When Samira goes in, boom, you ult her out of her ultimate. That's how you have to think with Janna as well. She has a lot of different tools at her disposal. So, like, look here, you know, I have my second ability, I'm gonna be faster. It's not that much of a movement speed buff, but it is a movement speed buff. You're gonna be faster, and it's gonna be much harder for the enemy to do something against you. Here, I want you guys to see how much damage I'm actually doing. Like, Janna also does an incredible amount of damage in the early game. I mean, look at this, like, oh, he killed her, nice. Like, your second ability is so underrated. This is such an underrated ability in the game. And you know what's funny? Riot even nerfed Janna's second ability, like, I think like half a year ago, because it was just so unbelievably stupidly broken. But now it's still insanely powerful, especially with the addition of Imperial Mandate. So basically, whenever you can, get close to the enemy, second ability, and go out. Whenever you can. Let me give you one more tip, by the way. If you truly want to master Janna, truly want to master Janna, you can pick Janna into champions like Alistar. Why, you may ask? If Alistar wants to go in with his second ability, you as a Janna can stop it with your first ability. Let me give you guys another example. Lee Sin. Janna counters Lee Sin if you are a really good Janna player. How does Janna counter Lee Sin? Let me tell you. Lee Sin will use his first ability on your ally. Let's say Lee Sin uses his first ability on Tristana. That means that he's very likely gonna, you know, go on my Tristana. What can I do? I can get close to my Tristana and use my tornado to stop him. My tornado will stop Lee Sin mid-air. Now you may be thinking this is impossible. This is not impossible. I do it multiple times. Yesterday I played Janna. I absolutely destroyed an Alistar and a Lee Sin. It was Alistar and a Lee Sin that I was up against. Destroyed him. Irelia. When Irelia goes on you, tornado. When Irelia goes on your teammate, tornado. And this is the thing that people just don't seem to understand about Janna. Janna can cancel out everything. Janna is not just a champion that uses her third ability to shield allies, uses her second ability to slow the enemy, and her ultimate to heal. No! She's hella fast. She can dodge everything. And sure, you're right about second ability, third ability, and everything, but her tornado, the first ability, is so good. The tornado is so good. It can stop everything. Like whenever an enemy is going on your team, it can stop it. It's so good. It can cancel out abilities. It's so damn powerful. So now let's talk about different win conditions with Janna. Because, you know, if you look at Lulu, for example, Lulu's win condition is one of her teammates being very good and Lulu buffs that teammate, right? Like that's the whole point of Lulu. Yeah, easy. So, and Yumi, you know, that's the whole point of Yumi, for example. If you look at Sona, her whole point is buffing her entire team. You know, she doesn't focus on one ally. Her whole point is her entire team. Now let's take a look at Janna. What is the point of Janna? So let's say you have one good teammate. For example, Tristana is very good. Janna is really good with that because you will constantly buff the Tristana. You're going to be giving her bonus attack damage and you're going to be giving her shields, right? Really good. Let's say none of your teammates are good. What do? You know, Sona would thrive during that game, but Janna can thrive as well. Why? Because Janna can hold her ground. You know, unlike Lulu, unlike Yumi, Janna can actually carry the game by herself. She does so much damage. Your second ability does so much damage. You're disrupting the enemies with your tornadoes. And if that, like, as I said, if it's the case that none of your teammates are really carrying the game, the way you want to use your third ability then is use it on the one that's tanking. For example, let's take a look at this game. Let's say none of my teammates are good. Let's say none of them are good, okay? What I want to do then is whenever Fiora goes in to tank, I'm going to use my third ability to shield her, to waste time. And then I'm just going to poke them. Second ability, tornado, constantly. Look at what I'm doing here, by the way. Over the wall, destroying him. So, like, it's different. There's many different win conditions with Janna. Like, you can either shield the one teammate that's absolutely hard carrying in the game. So, it doesn't matter if all the other three die off. You and the other teammate are going to carry the game. Why? Because Janna gives bonus attack damage. Don't forget that. The bonus attack damage is huge. Like, your teammate is going to become so much stronger. And, of course, the shielding. And the shield that you provide is massive compared to anyone else. Because of this thing right here, this one. Look, Lux can't hit me. If I play it properly, Lux is not gonna hit. Look, no, she's not gonna hit me. Because of my movement speed. Look at how much damage I'm doing. Can you guys see how much damage I'm doing? And it's easy kill. This is what I mean with Janna. Like, look at this. This, like, half of it, more than half of it was my damage. Janna destroys the enemy. The one thing you have to be careful of as a Janna is not necessarily getting caught. Because if Darius hooks me, I just ult him away and tornado him away, right? The one thing you have to be careful of is ranged champions catching you. For example, Jhin. If a Jhin has a Storm Razor, he will destroy you. You don't even want to get close to him. Because if you poke him with your second ability, his basic attack is basically going to do like 3 times more damage to you. And it's going to slow you. And then he's going to root you, and you're not going to be able to run away anymore. You know, if a Tristana catches you, she's going to destroy. So, the one thing you do have to be careful of when you play Janna is a ranged champion catching you out. Samira is not going to catch you out, for example, but like, you know, there are certain champions that can catch you out. Like, well, Annie as well. Like, against Annie, you have to go for bone plating. I don't even think I went bone plating this game, actually. I don't even think did I go? No, I didn't go for bone plating this game. But like, my conclusion to you guys is you need bone plating. This was a bit of an older game. I played a few more Janna games. Bone plating is like, this particular game I had to go for bone plating. Because also we're against a Lux. If Lux catches me, you know, bone plating is gonna save my ass. So this game 100% I should have gone for bone plating. 100%. So you can see this game I'm going Ardent Sensor because I have a full attack damage team. Everyone is attack damage, everyone benefits from Ardent Sensor. So I'm of course gonna get Ardent Sensor second item. Even though I'm carrying the game, I'm going Ardent Sensor because like it's so good in this game. It makes so much sense. Wow, I talk so much. Like, sometimes after pretty much 14 minutes of straight up talking, you know, when there's like 5 seconds of silence, I really think by myself, what the hell? How do I talk so much? I mean, I do have severe ADHD. Maybe that helps a little bit. Maybe. I mean, that definitely helps a lot. I actually have a question for you guys. Maybe a bit personal. But I actually used to work out a lot back in the days. Like, really a lot. I had a very athletic body. But now, I lost a lot of weight because I'm not working out. I basically lost 10 kilograms. I'm insanely skinny. I have like everything at home to work out. You know, I have dumbbells. I can do pull-ups. I can do everything. But I'm just unable to get myself to do it. Like, if any of you guys are in a similar situation and actually got yourself to work out, how did you get yourself to work out? Like, I know what to do. I know what kind of things I have to do. I don't know. I just can't. Like, I used to be so much more motivated to work out back in the days compared to now. Like, I do want to do it, but I just can't get myself to do it. If you have any tips for that, I mean, you can put it in the comments. I'm gonna read through them. So I want to get back into working out again. Like, basically, the way my body works is, meanwhile, crazy fight is happening. But the way my body works is, if I stop working out for a few weeks, I'm gonna lose all the muscle. But if I work out again, you know, basically, if I work out now for a month, I'm gonna gain 7 kilograms back, pure muscle. That's how my body works. So that's pretty crazy. But of course, I have to stay working out. But I want to get myself back into it. And I'm finding it a little bit hard, to be honest, to get back into it, you know, back into working out. I know it's so important. Like I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I want to encourage you to work out even more because I've had both ways. I've been incredibly skinny now, and I've been like very athletic, like muscular athletic. I could do pull-ups like crazy. And let me just tell you the difference. You won't like it's unbelievable what the difference is. Not only are you stronger, like as a man, you know, I'm talking as a man now, you want to be strong, right? It makes sense. You want to be strong. You want to have that, like, you will literally feel that your body is capable of so much. Like, how can I explain this to you properly? Like right now, I'm weak. I'm skinny. I'm weak. And whenever I see something, I just feel like I can't lift it. I can't do this. I like you're constantly in this negative mindset, right? But when you're strong, when you're working out, you're walking with pride. You have so much more pride. Like, I don't know how it feels like to be fat, but I know how it feels like to be skinny, and it's not fun. Like, so much better to be strong. Not only that, your mindset. I don't know why, but you're just so much more confident in your decisions when well, at least me, I was so much more confident in my decisions as well when I was, you know, when I had a very athletic body. So it's crazy how much difference it makes. That's why, like, I'm desperately trying to get myself back into working out, but I don't know. I just can't seem to push myself to do it again. It's just stupid. But I have to. I have to. This is a thing that I have to do, and you have to as well if you're not doing it yet, right? You have to. This is so important. Like, it's like, you know, I have what's not really friends, but I had some people at college that were very technician like, you know, they loved computers. They were unbelievably skinny but very smart. And they were like, they always used to say, I don't need to work out, I use my brain, blah blah blah. But these people would look absolutely miserable. Miserable. Miserable, like beyond miserable. Like, if you actually think that you don't need to work out and, you know, being smart is enough, it's not. Like, I'm telling you out of my own perspective, right? Like, I have a nice job, everything, basically everything in my life is nice. I mean, not as much as before anymore because of the right decision, but my body is holding me back. And 100%, 100, like, it's so important. Every day I wake up, and it actually feels like an illness, the fact that I can't get myself to do it. It may have to do with ADHD. I hate making excuses, but it may have to do something with it. But I don't know why I'm struggling so much to do something that I really want to do. I want to work out again, and I want to do all it, but I just can't get myself to do it. It's so stupid. It's so like, I'm so stupid. I don't know why I can't do it. Like, I do so many things, but I just can't get myself to do something like this. I'm why am I don't, I think you guys enjoyed when I talk about things like this, but I'm not talking about the game anymore. You can watch the game, but yeah, I feel like sometimes I want to talk about different subjects as well. Because if you're sitting on your ass right now, not doing anything, like, I'm telling you, you know, if you're looking for motivation on actually getting into working out, if it's easy for you. So, for example, if you go to college and the gym is next to your college, it's easy. Just go to the gym after college. That's so easy. Just go to the gym after college and do it. But I myself, I'm struggling to actually find motivation as well. So I kind of want to have a discussion with you guys. I'm telling you guys from my side how it is. I also want to hear from your sides. You know, if there are people that are watching my videos that work out a lot, which, you know, obviously there are gonna be people. Like, tell me, like, how? Like, what can I do to really push myself to work out like 3-4 times a week again? Like, I am familiar to working out. Don't get me wrong. I've worked out like crazy during my life, but I'm getting lazy, and I feel like it's because of my job. You know, YouTube. I'm sitting at home. I don't have to wake up early. That's another thing that I'm struggling with, actually. For this, I actually don't have any tips. I want to ask for advice. How do I wake up early? Like, I want to wake up early, and not necessarily 7 a.m., 8 a.m. I just wanna have it where I'm like waking up every day at like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., sure, even 11 a.m. It's okay. how do, like, if there's people that can consistently wake up even if you don't have to, like, I want to ask advice to the people that don't have to wake up but are still able to wake up. You can push yourself to wake up, because when I wake up in my bed, I'm just so tired. Like, is there like a secret or something where you can just push yourself out of bed easily, like going to bed early and things like that? Like, just if you have things to share, I would love you guys to share them, and maybe other viewers can read into them as well, because I feel like these are such important things. Because as I said, in my life right now, a lot of people think, money is everything, blah blah blah. It's not. Like, it's definitely not. It helps out and everything like that. I'm not saying it's not important, but even if you're like super duper rich, if you're not working out, if you're not waking up early, if you're not fully enjoying life, it doesn't help. Because if you wake up late, like, I've also seen the difference between these two, waking up early, waking up late. Like, there were moments where I woke up early, I did so much more during my day. The productivity just goes up like crazy. Because if you wake up late, you're not gonna be productive. If you wake up at like 2 3 p.m., it's almost dinner time already. You're just gonna be lazy. You're gonna be drinking your coffee of the day. It's so stupid. Like, and in the evening, at nights, you don't want to do anything. You want to watch Netflix. If you wake up in the morning instead, you're gonna have so much energy. You drink your morning coffee, you're gonna work, and even if you don't work in the morning, afternoon, you can work in the afternoon. And then in the evening, you're gonna chill, and then you go to bed, right? It's so much better than like staying up all the time and waking up so late. I don't know. That's just my thought, to be honest. Like, out of my own experience, you will do so much more when you wake up early. It's crazy. I think it's called the circadian rhythm, which means you go to bed when it's nighttime and you wake up when it's daytime. Like, it doesn't matter how much people say, it's just much better to do that. I've tried to convince myself that I don't need to go to bed at night because I work at night, blah blah blah. It's like child friendly. It's dumb. Doesn't make sense. So it's just zero, and I want to get myself out of it. And the ways that I've gotten myself out of it temporarily is like skipping a whole night and then going to bed and then waking up early. But I just get back into it. Like, I can't push myself every day to like go to bed early and wake up early. If only I could do that, like, everything would be so much better. Because then I know working out would be easier. I know this would be one of the tips to work out. Because if you wake up early, working out is so much easier. If you wake up at 2, 3 p.m., of course you're not gonna work out. It's like you're gonna be lazy. Dinner is coming. Let's wait until the evening. And then evening comes. Meh, I don't want to work out anymore. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. I'm so stupid with some things. I'm very smart. Don't get me wrong. I'm very smart with a lot of things. But there's also so many things that I'm so unbelievably stupid at. So that's why, I want to share my knowledge to you guys with things I'm good at. And I want to see whether there's, viewers of mine that are very good at other things and they share their knowledge about these things. You shouldn't have to, how do I say this? There's a lot of people that think, sharing weakness is not good. I mean, it's not really a weakness of mine. It's just like some things I struggle with, I guess. And I want to ask for advice because this is how you become a better person. It's okay to say I struggle with this, I struggle with that, and you ask for advice on other people. 'Cause how else are you gonna learn it, right? Otherwise, you're stuck in this constant loop of like, how do I get out of this? And I can't, and no one is helping me. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, we won the game. Yeah. So yeah, this was a pretty insane Janna game, as you can see. Like, I pretty much carried this game. I mean, if you weren't listening to what I said and actually looked at the game with the volume turned off, you could actually clearly see I absolutely hard carried this game. And a lot of my Janna games go like this. A lot. Like, truly a lot. They're better than 100% of Janna. Obviously, when you play like this. But I was not the MVP. How am I not the MVP? This makes no sense. There's no way Tristana should be MVP in this game. Like, absolutely no way. No way in hell should Tristana be the MVP. No way. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.